Hello and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 12, the league where everything's made up and the points don't matter. It's Week 5, MF Doomed versus the Rosh Ryders, a series that has enjoyed quite a bit of controversy.
The points matter to someone here.
Yeah,
Say
yeah,
it like
yeah.
that.
Radiant team ban.
A lot of controversy in this one, which means that I feel like pretty much everybody as a result is going to probably know, to at least some degree, what's going to happen here, I think.
It's true.
No Pudge, says Doomed. No Silencer, says Rosh Ryders. Not too surprising. The Pudge being probably just going to be banned against Rosh Ryders every, single match against them from now on.
Yeah. All because of that week one.
Oh, because of that week one. No Weaver either, which is kind of odd. I don't think I've seen a Weaver coming up from the Rosh Ryders yet. That might be a, just set up for something.
Radiant team pick.
Rosh Ryders ridding us of the Windrunner.
Dire team pick.
Spirit Breaker up first for MF Doomed.
Alright.
That might be, could be anything, really. My assumption is it's probably going to be 3. Probably going to be seeing the Matty Boy Spirit Breaker. Because, well, if MF Doomed learned anything last week, it's that they gotta shake up that pool for Matty Boy, and then Spirit Breaker would not be, I think, that far wrong for them. As long as they know how to build around him. Rosh Ryders picking up that Disruptor after having so much issue with him last week. Or, really, 3 weeks ago now, but you know.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Last schedule week, yeah.
Right.
5 seconds remaining.
Going into that reserve.
Is it time for the all random lineup? The 4 random
Might be.
lineup.
Yeah. The ultimate Rosh Ryders trolls to pick nobody at all and just let the game roll everybody for you.
Yeah, that's true. I know they, Mr. Pipe has been saying he's gonna do that, but not today.
Yep, today we have Centaur War Runner.
Radiant team ban.
Maybe today. They might do it in game 2.
We also have a Wraith King.
Alright.
Presumably, we're going to be seeing that on Ervon Bismarck. Probably our pause 1. Probably our pause
We'll
1.
see.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I can probably tell you more based on their 3rd pick. Maybe.
With Rosh Ryders, you can assume that's a 5 and a 3, but you can. It's only ever an assumption with the Rosh Ryders.
Yeah.
Radiant team ban.
Expecting
Do
sort
something
of
crazy,
a.
make it a 4 and a 3.
Yeah. Expecting something conventional out of Rosh Ryders is always the wrong play. I think the idea with facing the Rosh Ryders is you've got to accept that your bans aren't going to mean much. You've got to accept that you're not really going to be able to call the open positions left on the lineup, and you've got to accept that your ideas should more be to deal with the reality in front of you rather than try and guess what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, okay, we know Centaur's 3, so I don't have to worry about any more 3s, you can say instead, or you should say instead, I suppose, well, we have Centaur War Runner here, so we're going to have to deal with that chase somehow. We have Disruptor here, so we're going to have to worry about Glimpse, you know.
Yep.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Glimpse is in particular really annoying against Threatbreaker because he cancels his charge if he gets Glimpse.
MF Doomed, I think smartly, getting rid of the Lifestealer after they get rid of the Razor. There's a lot of good counters to Lifestealer out there, right? But a Razor, absolutely number 1 on the list, so Getting rid of Lifestealer after you knock out his biggest counter, never that bad of an idea, even if you don't really think the other guy's gonna go for him, because it's just easy money if they do, you know? And to be frank with you, I would be kind of astounded if Heelys would mess up playing Lifestealer. You
Right.
can definitely tell, I think, more than anything else, I don't think Heelys is a pos 1 by trade, to be honest with you. At least I sure hope not. For his sake, I sure hope he's not a regular pos 1.
I jug griefing.
Rosh Ryders getting rid of all the pos 2s they can think of.
Not sure, everyone except Silencer. And OD, I guess it's not really a pause 2 in this tournament.
So far, but you never know. He is possible to be too. Seems like Rosh Ryders are kind of fixated on Forgan, specifically.
Yeah.
Which isn't that bad of an idea, though I do think they are, or I guess rather did, sleep perhaps a bit too much on what old Bismarck was going to be throwing on. You can't write him off. There are people on MF Doomed you can write on, there are people on MF Doomed you can write off. And, you know, people you can't write on or off, and Bismarck, I don't think you can just say, he's not going to be a problem. Kind of like they're doing here.
10 seconds.
Or rather, they have done here, since we're already pretty confident we've got the pick. Grimstroke
5
coming up.
seconds remaining.
Yep, PVC pipe Grim.
Radiant team pick.
And Warlock in response.
Okay, so I would assume 4 Spirit Breaker. Then, because I don't think they're gonna pick another support this late. There's a small enough chance you can basically say Spirit Breaker's probably a 4.
5 seconds remaining.
Though it is not 0. The chance is small, but it is not 0. One thing about Bismarck, though, he does tend to go for the much more orthodox, because Bismarck, Matty Boy is the captain of the team, but really it's sort of a joint venture as far as the picks go. Got a Void Spirit here. It's pretty much a joint venture as far as the picks go between Bismarck and Matty Boy, right? Bismarck is known as a very orthodox guy. He's not. You're not going to see too many surprises from Bismarck. So to that end, probably is going to be a 3 last, which is never the most ideal pick, but you know.
We'll see. If last pick is a
We'll
1,
see.
that means Wraith King's 3. If it's a 3, that
I
means
sure
he's
hope.
1.
I
There you
sure
go.
hope it's not. I sure hope it's not a 1 last. I am not a fan of the old 3 Wraith King. I tried it myself.
You're not a fan of anything Wraith King right now.
Yeah, to be honest with you, no. But I am super not a fan of the 3 Wraith King. For me, Wraith King has a very, very narrow, I think, very narrow place as you pick Wraith King if you've got a really late leaning 2, or potentially even 3. You pick Wraith King if you got a really late leaning pos 2, right? So he can because that is one benefit to Wraith King, is that if you are the pos 1 and you are getting Mondo farm, you can fight relatively early. You know, Wraith King is not going to be a guy who's going to have to wait for like BKB, for example. Unless things are going really badly for him. So if he gets to have the lion's share of the farm, he can come out early. He can, and through the mid and even into the late, he can be a tanky guy for you to allow a less tanky but more late focused to fill the space up. Like if you got an Ember Spirit in your mid lane, Wraith King, not a bad idea.
No.
Because you know that Ember Spirit, he's going to get just scarier and scarier as the game goes on. Both him and Wraith King are going to hit complete apex at more or less the same time, and both of them are going to be able to fight relatively early, and it's all good things there. With a Void Spirit, I guess you can kind of do that. I would not call Void Spirit by any stretch a super late hero. I would say he probably...
Nice mid late.
Yeah. So it's not the most ideal combination here. It's not the worst in the world either, but 3 Wraith King is always kind of the worst in the world, so I hope to not see that. Getting rid of the Dark Willow here.
Rosh Ryders thinks we're gonna see that, it seems. They have switched over to banning the one Medusa, who's practically always the one in this patch. Almost never see her anywhere else.
10 seconds remaining.
If you do see her somewhere else, it's 2, and we already got our 2 here.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Also getting rid of the Slark. Yeah, they are really predicting a 3 Wraith King here.
I am too.
It better not
That's
be.
what I would assume.
If it is, all I'm going to say is, well, I think by now every single person in this tournament has kind of been spoiled on how this game goes, and I don't want to say that's single-handedly the reason that this series goes, at least this match goes this way, but,
Dire
you know.
team pick. Drow Ranger.
Alright. Road to loss, here we go!
Wow, you really
Completely
that
crapping
game,
on
that game
it.
traumatized you, dude.
No, it's horrible. It doesn't work at all. You need like 7,000 gold to get anything done, and that's just not something you're gonna get as a 3.
10 seconds remaining.
You
5
need a
seconds
BKB,
remaining.
you need some sort of self-sustain, you need to get your auras, and you need to get your, Ags, which is pretty much like a completely necessary purchase for the guy. If you don't get like an hour and a half, you're never even going to come online in a 3 capacity. It just really doesn't work, unfortunately. He's just too brittle before he gets tanky items, that's the thing. You need attack speed to be able to sustain yourself, because the only way you are tanky is through your lifesteal, basically. Because I don't know if you've ever actually tried to just beat up Wraith King, but it is a surprisingly easy thing to do. Speaking
Okay.
of surprising, we got a surprisingly conventional lineup. At least, you know, we got a flavor of the month. Yeah, it is 3 King. Kind of flavor of the month, 1 bounty here right now. I don't know how long that's going to last exactly, to be honest with you.
Bounty's flavor of the month is the one. It's news to me, I guess. I've been not paying attention to the meta the last couple days.
Couple of days. It's been
Couple
flavor of the
weeks,
month
yeah.
as a 1 for a while. We played a match against a 1
I
bounty,
guess
Randy.
that's true, yeah. I
Come
didn't
on
think
now.
people like enjoyed. I just assumed that guy was an idiot.
Well, in the match you mentioned people were doing it.
I guess.
And no surprise, even if it is 1, it is definitely a less conventional 1, and seeing Healy's on a less conventional 1 is no surprise, I think, to anybody in the audience at this point.
Bounty's more of like a supplemental hero, which is why I don't typically like him as a 1. I mean, it can work if you get fed, but only if you get fed. And
Right.
his role is usually just, you know, dumping gold into his buddy's pockets rather than his own.
On the other hand, you know, the law of the Rosh Ryders is that the farther from a conventional 1 that you've got drafted, the better that
Yeah,
that
that's
Alt
true.
Healy's is gonna do. So
I'm sure we'll go 20-0 and get
yeah.
like 7k track gold.
Let's go down the list. I wish you didn't say that, Healy's. Let's go down the list for our callouts. Pause 1, Out of Von Bismarck, aka Vic Vaughn for the MF Doom. Today, playing Drow Ranger. Pause 2, really
Drow
the,
Ranger.
just going to pretend I'm not reading that. Pause 2, really the almost star player for the team so far, Derforgan on the Void Spirit. Pause 3, Matty Boy, unfortunately on Wraith King. Pause 4, we've got, oh dear.
Bit of a go.
Got
30
Danger
seconds
Doom
to battle.
here on the Spirit Breaker. Pause 5, we got Tristero on the Warlock. I suppose that could be pause 5 Spirit Breaker and pause 4 Warlock, but I kind of doubt that.
Indeed. I always like the old Rosh Ryders kerfuffle with the rune spot.
Yep. Pause 1, Raiden Healy's on the Bounty Hunter for
battle
the Rosh
begins.
Ryders. Pause 2, we've got Treforgan actually invading their bounty room. The MF Doomed actually starts with 3 here. Pause 2, we've got Old Moon River here on Monkey King.
That's
Pause
just a
3.
courier. What do you mean?
Pause 3, yeah, it's a courier. Pause 3, we've got Ghouls on the Centaur Warrunner. Ghouls, the easily the least active member of the Rosh Ryders in the Discord server,
I
because
think
all
Centaur's the most picked pause 3 in this tournament.
by
I'm not
far, yeah.
Hitler or Centaur, yeah.
What is Derforgan doing in the safe lane? That's kind of odd. Looks like we've got a bit of a switch up here as Derforgan appears to be solo in the safe lane. Okay,
Alright,
so I can
alright.
kind of see this maybe. We've got Derforgan solo in the safe lane. We've got Vic Vaughn solo in mid facing Ghouls, who has rotated
Centaur.
to respond.
Okay.
And we've got a tri-lane top. Or at least we had it. No, we still have a tri-lane top with
Respond
Breaker.
to the Rosh Ryders lane blender with your own lane blender.
Yeah, yeah. I think Moon is specifically here for Derforgan. Specifically seems to perhaps have picked for Void Spirit and does not want him to be solo against a Centaur.
Yeah.
Actually, trying in response with pvcpipe coming up here to join Hollywood. These are the 2 supports today on Grim and Disruptor, respectively. This is going to be an odd one.
Rather odd. Yeah, you'll love to see it.
No surprise there, it is the Rosh Ryders.
It is a bit of a surprise. Doomed is bringing out the lane blender here, not Rosh Ryders necessarily.
I don't know if blunder is necessarily the right word. It's more unorthodox lane so
Yeah.
far. pvcpipe actually very low, but turns it around, gets Wraith King for first blood, very nice, then goes down himself. Absolutely fantastic use of the Fairy Fire, very brave turnaround for the to ultimately get the first blood. And he does go down for it, but I think first blood being on the carry of a tri-lane, Wraith King especially, a guy who desperately needs every coin he can get. No one's ever going to say that's a bad thing. Very well done on Mr. Pipe's part.
And SB had to vacate lane in response because Wraith King would be more behind if he stayed in EXP.
I'm an idiot, says Wraith King. I'm an
He
idiot!
canceled a PT or something? Like, what was that? Why is
Yes, he did.
Okay, that's sad.
That or he just TP'd into a glimpse, though, of Disruptor.
Okay, that's definitely
Let's see.
possible.
What happened here?
That's probably what happened, yeah. So like, TP to the tier 2 here against the Disruptor. It's your tip of the day.
He's already just taking the walk. Oh, nope, yep,
And
he
he's
just
very
TP's
close.
right in front of Disruptor. Goodbye.
Don't
It's
do
funny,
that.
I thought he was glimpsing Spirit Breaker there, but nope. That's not what happened. Matty Boy, self-proclaimed idiot now. Sad for him. It was very annoying having to take... Yeah, there will be moments where you're just inevitably going to have to take the Walk of Shame against Disruptor. You know, there are going to be times we're going to make the bad call. Oh, he's not there. Oh, he doesn't have it off CD. And then he does.
Yep.
Spirit Breaker already just kind of in a sort of patrol, looking for kills format. Though I will say this much. I don't know if this is really the lineup where that's going to be going too well for him here.
I wonder if he would have left if Wraith King didn't die. Because I assume a lot of the reason behind him leaving that lane is to not take the experience because he, is behind based on a death.
He is going right back in there, though. Oh, barely
Oh,
misses out. Barely misses out that stroke of fate there. Just a slight miscall on what exactly he's going to be doing. Very sad. Meanwhile, down here, though,
boy.
Derforgan getting completely knocked out. Hollywood rotates, and the Disruptor is able to do it. And
Oh,
everybody
no.
immediately starts tipping him.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I feel a wave coming.
Bounty Hunter getting charged up here.
The winds are blowing. I don't mean wind or short.
The mid here is getting knocked out by. Looks like we're rotating. Okay, we're rotating Dragon to mid and
Lane Blender.
Big Von to bot. Alright, we are canceling this tri-lane maybe, I guess? Like, what the hell is going on here? Honestly. This is a very interesting play from MF Doom. I gotta say, I don't know if I'm down with it. I imagine it's probably Dragon himself, Derforgan, calling these shots here.
Yeah,
Oh, Grimstroke getting just completely just destroyed here by this combination up top.
Yeah, Bounty's not exactly the most useful hero in lane, unfortunately, so that will happen to your support if you're playing a 1 Bounty.
Yep. It will happen.
I mean, he's not a particularly offensively useful hero in general until he has like a lot of items.
I will say
The
this.
issue.
Wolves getting very hassled down here. I will say this much. I cannot imagine, though, even with the kill, they're very happy with Wraith King sitting there at the lowest last hits of any core in the lobby.
Yep.
And
he's
very
also
low
getting
HP,
Janata
though.
gold stolen from him constantly. You gotta take that into account.
Yep.
That is it's a bit, but it adds up.
And it certainly is going to add up if he goes down in response.
Yeah.
That was a very long response line for that bounty hunter kill, and it wasn't very good either.
Yeah, Scareth in the bag line.
Yeah. Dragon going down at mid while we have some funny combat going down here at bot.
Close the panel.
Okay. We might need to back up again, though.
Yeah, sure, this game's wacky. But we'll deal with that crossroads when we get there.
Guess that's true. I was thinking of backing up for the mid kill, though I don't think it's ultimately all that necessary, because I feel like with Monkey King you can kind of guess what went down whenever somebody's dying to him.
Right, he just procs and then presses Q on you and you die.
Stack neutral, says Disruptor. Stack neutrals! I can't do a Disruptor. I'm sorry. Apologies to Disruptor.
Oh no.
Wraith King in a lot of trouble once again. Oh,
okay, apparently
man.
Bounty Hunter is offensively useful. Just kidding.
Jesus, look at him die. That was nasty. That was real nasty, man.
I said Bounty was useless offensively, and they just casually runs over Wraith King, okay?
Though, in fairness, you do have to give a lot of that credit to the now, unfortunately, deceased Grimstroke. I don't know if that's so much Bounty Hunter, being great offensively in lane as much as Grimstroke being offensive enough for them both.
Yeah, legitimately the best offensive lane hero in the game. Yeah.
Hard guy to argue with. Between the silence, that Inkswell, everything else you got, it's a lot to deal with. And while Bounty Hunter does have a stun, I'm usually not a big fan of stacking the Inkswell stuns. It's better to use that on somebody who does not have a stun to give him that benefit. The stun on the Shuriken is so so tiny. It is really nothing redundant having both of them there. PVC pipe coming in immediately, just making this go right away. Actually, two different, both the supports and Rosh Ryders immediately convalescing here. Making absolute sure. Yep. Opening some room for old Moon to get some money here, and it is noticeable that 2 or 3 minutes ago, Drow Ranger was at the top of the charts for last hits. Monkey King was not really that close, and now that gap has completely closed. We're gonna have Vic Vaughn down here with the TD Disruptor as well. They baited out the multi-shot. That's gonna be down for 20 seconds, but That 20 seconds might actually really matter with the whole party down here. Though looks like Drow Ranger does not really want a part of this and is just going to pull out.
Has a very form intensive build too.
Yep, no silence at all, which means that she's going to be very vulnerable to a situation like this, perhaps.
Okay.
We got the Stampede here.
I don't think silence
Stampede,
would have even done much to save her there.
that Stampede with that Inkswell.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Silencing the Disruptor Grimstroke earlier there would have let her go under tower. Is the thing I would say to that. I have a Golem dropped up top. Looks like it didn't do anything. It didn't. I don't see any kills up right now.
Is under attack.
I'm just gonna
Always unfortunate
hit the
though.
tower with it.
Are fortified.
Oh, Bounty Hunter very bravely here, just still putting as much pressure as possible on Wraith King, though
Oh boy.
ultimately I can't say in good
I think
faith it's
he's
going to go
fine.
anywhere, but
Yeah.
he is going to be okay.
Radiant's bottom
They do
tower
have a
is
sentry
under
up
attack.
here. So he's in a little more
And they got
danger
a
than it
stealth
looks,
run.
but...
Dire's top tower is
Oh,
under
the
attack.
very
Radiant's
inconvenient
bottom tower
timing
is
of the
falling.
Golem's death, that's very sad.
Yeah.
Wraith King still very low here. Wraith King only level 4. Oh man, this tri-lane top really ended up being kind of a debacle. That's tied for the lowest in the server. He's not doing much better than Wraith King, or not Wraith King, Spiritbreaker, who's been going around all the time. Spiritbreaker, who ended up buying the book, which I cannot agree with on a moral standpoint here.
Sad.
When this guy is this far behind, buddy, you get him a goddamn book. He's free Wraith King. He's gonna need to reincarnate. He does not have much to offer without. He's gonna beat the hell out of the Bounty Hunter here. He's going to get silenced and just
Oh.
completely bullied by the Void Spirit here. Though Void Spirit actually misses his little stun. Does not ultimately matter here. They're gonna be looking. They're gonna Wraith King
He's dead.
again.
He's super dead. Yep.
They actually
Dead
do get the
buns.
Bounty Hunter, but Wraith King is going to go down in response, and buddy, that is not an equivalent trade. That is definitely what Bounty Hunter wants to see.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Alright.
What actually killed Bounty in the back there?
Warlock.
Just the DOT? It's very tragic.
No, it was Fatal,
Fatal
Bonds.
Bonds? Oh, even
Yeah.
even tragic-er, perhaps. Drow Ranger just down here farming jungle in the meantime. Net worth, we're looking at Monkey King well out in front. Drow Ranger canceling a TP,
Radiant's
unfortunately.
middle tower is
Monkey
under
King
attack.
well out in front of the net worth charts here, about a K up over second place.
Not as impressive as the original.
Oh god.
Treforgan getting barely
That's it.
sniped out by the Grimstroke Q. He's been disrupted.
Sure has.
Rosh Ryders just kind of casually sieging down this T1 mid here after, by the way, this happened. The long-standing LD2L tradition. Big Von once again in a very bad way.
Oh
Sitting,
god, Monkey King does a lot of damage.
Sitting between quite a lot of people here and just going very casually down. Spiritbreaker following right to the grave. Getting a double kill there. I believe both those were treks as well. It is just a level 1 trek. That's still just more money casually. Though, on the back line, Void Spirit does come in and pick off the Grimstroke. But now old Warlock is a little surrounded.
Monkey King's buying a Radiance. By the way,
Radiant's
it
middle
is.
tower
It's rather
is
interesting.
Yep, Bounty Hunter just walking right over the Warlock here. Matty Boy did elect to get the reincarnate here, rather than saving him for later. His Bounty Hunter actually in kind of a bad way here. Though
Right.
Centaur comes in to try and get him out of there, but he just ends up going right down to the Drow Ranger's damage. Bounty Hunter just barely sneaking off as Wraith King goes down again. Void Spirit
So many
chasing the
people.
supports out, but to absolutely no avail. Warlock TP's in right in front of Monkey King with the Jingu buff. I gotta say, I don't know if I would have done that. Very surprised he didn't just drop on him, but I figured probably just kind of ended up bluffed out there. Just expected, well, if he's doing that, he's gotta have buddies behind him. Not actually true. Rosh Ryders just generally making a complete retreat back to their own side of the river here. Monkey King just casually blowing up a wave.
Yep.
This whole strategy, on one hand, I kind of get the idea they were going for here, right? The expectation was, I think, that Rosh Ryders were not going to pick a very conventional position 1, and as a result, the play would be to try and farm them out, pick a later focus 3, and go late game. But buddy, they are not going to get there at this rate.
Oh, that's sad.
Wraith King is 1 and 6.
I can't even fairly say that any of these deaths were that preventable.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah. Well, it was preventable. Pick somebody else. That's how you prevent
Oh.
that. The Centaur
get
is
preventable.
going to go down himself, and to be honest with you, Centaur's not doing that much better, though. In unfairness, I don't think Centaur plays quite as important of a role here. Oh,
Okay.
just barely getting out. The gust was just a little late there, unfortunately. The Disruptor, Hollywood, just casually pushing up down here at bot.
Yep.
Doing some funny business here in the jungle, in the triangle rather. Bounty Hunter's taking a good look at
he's taking a-
Drow Ranger, though I believe Drow Ranger actually saw him pull something off his courier there, so.
Potentially.
Wraith King, though, is going to walk right into him.
Yep. Oh boy.
I don't know if Wraith King realizes the extent of pain he might be in soon. Nope, he does.
Okay, good
Big
multi-shot.
Vaughn immediately comes in, multi-shots, they have to turn around, while Grimstroke is getting hassled by the Spearbreaker up here, quickly turning this right around.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Both guys
Certainly,
getting silenced, though they are able to
Oh, no.
retreat as fast as possible the other way. Moon does not care. Moon still wants a big piece of this. Derforgan just got buried! Holy crap, that damage!
Oh, it's a lot of damage.
That
Why
is-
does Monkey King do that much damage?
That
Even
is
before his Relic, he
crazy.
did that much.
Absolutely bananas, funnily enough.
Did Monkey King get unnerfed while I wasn't watching?
The answer is he has like a 7-level advantage over some of these guys on the other team. Wraith King
They're
reincarnates.
currently diving
Monkey
tier
King.
3s at 17 minutes.
Monkey King going down in response. Diving T3s, but I don't know if I would say that was a great idea on their part, as they lose one and the Stampede to get nothing accomplished aside from pop and reincarnate. That is a level 1 reincarnate. It is going to be down for like a million years, though. Well, goodbye, Spirit
That's more
Breaker.
loss, I would say.
And now Centaur Warrunner in a bit of a spat here with the Void Spirit. Ultimately, nothing comes out of it, as neither guy really able to do much here.
Yeah, Centaur's just base tanky enough to not have to worry.
Yep. Somebody is scribbling all over the jungle there. I believe it was Moon. As Grimstroke, again, getting charged down. It feels like
Wicked Best, there
every
you go.
time I see Spirit Breaker in this game, he is just trying to run over that Grimstroke.
This time the Monkey King was there.
And down he goes. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the combination of the Disruptor and the Bounty Hunter knocking out the Wraith King is just trying to farm out down here bot. Hey, the good news is he did get an item off of it. The bad news is that was his first item, and it's a nearly 20-minute armlet.
Oh well, that's life. When you get, hard countered this badly, basically. Not necessarily countered, just targeted.
Yeah. So like I said, the problem with Wraith King is even to tank, he needs so much money, and the Rosh Ryders have been just starving him out so far. Completely. They're really hoping that that old Forgan made a move there, but he actually did not. Just stayed back instead of going for what looked to him like a solo support.
Yeah. And he's gonna spot this ancient camp being done here, but
Oh, just Centaur just barely missing out the stomp there.
Senses go off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Boing. I believe that was, rather than reacting to Centaur, I think they were pulling out for the bounty there, who walked under both a, sentry and an observer. Brigand's Blade for the Drow Ranger. That is a good start to, how you would theoretically turn this around. Though, she would rather have the gift. I hope somebody got the blade. Looks like a firm no to that. Spearbreaker charging off, who knows where, just after a creep. Okay, he just wants to push out top. That Wraith King net worth is depressing. The fact that Wraith King only has just a little more net worth than Warlock, who hasn't been farming at all, it's a good indicator he's really, like, just losing pretty much every dollar he's getting to deaths. Bounty Hunter getting just clobbered here.
I have vision for him.
Yep, right in front of,
he's super dead.
Right in front of everyone. That's a good kill. Almost, that was so close to getting the Monkey King, and I think if that actually had stunned him, I think he would have been actually dead there.
Yeah.
A gift from the temple.
Rosh Ryders immediately turn around, trying to get back into position here. Monkey King, by the way, has at this point he's finished his Radiance.
Yep.
Uh-oh,
Okay.
Spearbreaker is
Yeah,
back.
Super dead. Okay. Yep.
Actually missed the arena on him though.
It's fine. He
Does
just
not
killed him.
matter.
Yep.
Oh, Warlock just getting pounded to smithereens
boy.
back here.
All right.
The Glimmer KB does not want to even bother trying to chase into that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So much damage. Actually did not get the Jingu damage as well. Just
And
doesn't
he
even
still
need it.
does that much damage.
Yep.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
MF Doom feeling super pressured out here. Really cannot seem to, just don't seem willing to make any sort of forward movement here at this point. Though
Yeah.
Spiritbreaker is more than willing himself. And back he goes.
Yep. That's the sad part of. Oh boy.
Oh, two different stuns,
Really?
just barely missing out there. They're gonna eat the Warlock for it.
Is under attack.
And oh man, Wraith King trying desperately to armlet toggle something here, but doesn't get anything done.
Oh boy.
Monkey King stays to deal with the Drow in the back line. Wraith King going down, first death. Spearbreaker just completely doomed. And this is second death for Wraith King, and Void
Yeah,
Spirit,
Drow
the
Ranger.
only survivor who is currently up here.
Our Ranger was stuck in a really awkward spot in the trees there, and I assume Bounty had vision of that, or
Yep.
Monkey King. Being
That
in the
was-
trees against the Bounty and a Monkey King is just very precarious.
Radiant's
It
bottom
most
tower
certainly
is
tracked
under
there, yeah.
attack.
Rosh Ryders splitting up here rather than concentrating on the tower, trying to stop the
They'll get it
rat from the
anyway.
Void Spirit.
Radiant's bottom
Yep.
tower has fallen. Radiant's
Monkey
bottom
King looking
tower
at
is
taking
under
in
attack.
a. Oh, they're actually not going to finish off the racks here. That, yeah, I can't condone that.
I think it's a little risky, to be fair.
Honestly,
'Cause,
Radiant's middle
honestly,
tower is
even if they
under
all
attack.
went down, it'd probably
They're
be
playing
worth it
against
for
the
that.
Warlock ult. And, you know, if you all go down, rather than just, you know, taking the next easy fight, winning that, and then raxing, then that, you know, opens up way more of a chance than they ever would have had to win otherwise.
I don't think so there. I think they actually have a better chance with objectives than they do with fights. I think they actually have a better chance winning if they keep the racks than if they
Radiant's
win a
middle
fight.
tower is under attack.
Bounty.
They lose a Rex and win a fight. I think it still just is going in Rosh Ryders' favor there, because that's a lane they have nothing really to say about pressure like that. Gives them a very easy ability, I think, to not easy ability, but gives them a much better path to put this away early, which is something they're definitely going to need to do. They are 11k up right now, but that's going to it's going to turn into a disaster for them very quickly if this goes on for too long. Monkey King outscales the Void Spirit, I think, but I would not say he outscales either of the other two cores. You know, if Wraith King gets an hour and a half to get what he was doing.
Because every pause 3's favorite item right now, Heaven's Halberd.
Yep.
Last second favorite item behind Lotus Orb.
Yep. Seems like a lot of people are picked pause 3 right now, just basically on the, really almost entirely on the, benefit of being able to pick up the halberd. Which, he's not going to be picking up today. Goodbye, Wraith King.
Okay.
Got a pretty
Oh,
solid
they're all
disruptor
together.
roll with Spirit Breaker and Void Spirit trapped inside of it, though unable to take any significant advantage as they all have to just kind of get back. Monkey King only just now really being able to dive right into this, but all the cores just going down in response. Only Spirit Breaker survives, and he's not exactly the guy you wanted to do so.
That was such a good go for Dune, but it still went that badly for them.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Makes me think, you know, the fight at the racks earlier would have logically probably gone a very similar way as well. Especially considering they didn't have the advantage that they did in that of Monkey King being gone. He was right there.
Radiant's
They also
top
had
tower has
an
fallen.
additional 2 men. Randy, you're the doctor, right? You're a doctor here. As the doctor of Dota, what the hell do you do if you're MF Doomed here? You just survive, but how?
Don't know. I mean, I guess take more fights like that, because that was... They can't... Rosh Ryders can't really capitalize that well from that.
Right.
I mean, losing 4 obviously isn't ideal, but if... You know, they
Look
took
at Rosh
2
here.
or 3 and also didn't let them get any benefit from it, so just keep doing that, I suppose.
Down goes the Warlock. Oh, Drow Ranger is starting to do some pretty good damage herself. Still can't really stand up to Monkey King, but... Rosh Ryders looking to ride Rosh here. Bounty Hunter actually has a pretty considerable amount of right-click power here.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
I will say, I do feel like if they get this Rosh uncontested, that is pretty much the end of the story for the MF Doomed here. I don't know, you know, it's funnily enough, this is probably their ticket to turning it around. If they were able to pick up an Aegis and stick that on a Drow or stick that on the Void Spirit here, I do think they would have a much clearer path, though. On the other hand, having to take out the Monkey King twice in a row, they haven't been able to do that once in a very
I got
long
6
time.
5.
I don't know if they have that, I don't know if they have that road here. I don't know if that's going to be an option for them. Again, Forgan down here is just trying to split push out as best as he can, but very notably, immediately, Moon just walking right back down to bot. Moon just saying, nope, we gotta knock this one down. We gotta absolutely take the objective with this thing, which I definitely agree with. He's trying to outpace the lane a little bit here, though. Looks like his team is trying to say, nope, we go mid instead, which is true American classic. They do not want to
Take all
fight
the
high
outer
ground.
towers. Well, if you take all the outer towers, you can just, like, the next opening you get into their base is just megas.
It's true. I don't think they need megas necessarily, though, to be honest with you. Skeleton King once again just in as bad of a way as a man can be. We have a pretty good Warlock ult, though, quite great enough. Wraith King gonna come right back up inside the Disruptor ult, takes off a quarter of his HP just for free as he's just getting beat out of here. Trail Ranger just the whole time that fight was focusing on the Centaur Warrunner, and buddy, that is exactly what he wants you to do.
Oh
now
no.
Is in hell, really.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Drow. No buyback either. Everybody, I'd like to welcome my cat onto this broadcast.
Wow. Welcome.
Yeah, she just woke up. Yeah, that is miserable right there. And you know, honestly, the fact that Wraith King is coming back up this fast is really just not a great sign. Dude is level 12. He has the same level as his support. That is really sad for Wraith King. Guy just hasn't been able to get anything done this game.
Yeah, they targeted him from the start and just shoved his head right into the dirt.
They're looking at doing something to Bounty here, though, with the Grimstroke nearby. That silence alone is such a hassle for Dude to deal with. And once again, dude, right back into the grave he goes. Matty Boy now sitting at a cool 1-11. Ouch. Though Bounty Hunter does go too deep trying to chase out the supports here, and ends up getting killed for it.
Backdoored.
Yep. Unlike last time, the Rosh Ryders not feeling like going for that melee racks. They're not confident they're taking an objective down in that time. They're
well, they can't do it through
range.
backdoor.
They definitely had not backdoor there because, you know, they got it down under half health. Spirit Breaker just
Range
messing
Rex
with
doesn't regenerate HP.
Yep. It does if it is backdoored when you are hitting it. It'll go back to its original HP. So it definitely was not backdoored at one point there. The Spirit Breaker just knocking over the Grimstroke, just getting a free ticket back home as well. After our Warrunner finishes his heart. It's a very difficult prospect to kill the Centaur Warrunner at this point.
Yeah.
This is certainly the point now, though, where I do feel like the eggs. I guess he could go for the eggs here. I would say that's all right. Definitely needs to start thinking more of a team basis here rather than himself, because he's already proven he's not dying in these fights. He's already proven he's got more than enough ability to stand up. He needs to be able to take, you know, Grimstroke to that level. He needs to be able to take the Monkey King to that level, you know. See it, the old Tao of the Pause 3.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Not even Wraith King's courier can survive this affair. God damn. Not even Wraith King's courier can survive this affair. He has less net worth than Grimstroke. Oh god, this is the worst day of Matty Boy's life.
Yeah, it's rather sad.
As much effort as Forgan is putting in to try and keeping these side lanes pushed out, it's almost it's almost as fruitless for him as Monkey King really has so much wave clear. It doesn't really matter how far Void Spirit can push out, he can just immediately get rid of it. And unfortunately, since he's Void Spirit and not an Ember, he can't really do anything to the towers. He can just mess with the waves, but they can just completely write that off. Spirit Breaker just, you know, trying to get a good initiate in here. As the, Grimstroke getting quite heavily messed up here. They are willing to drop a full Disruptor ult just for the guy, though. Void Spirit goes right down. Spirit Breaker likely to follow. It's kind of hard to keep a full track on what to watch in this fight. Wraith King actually almost going down again. Void Spirit by and back as Spirit Breaker gets knocked out by the 3 and under crew for Rosh Ryders. Bounty and Monkey King just kind of pulling out of the high ground area here. gonna eat the golem for free though. 150 free bucks for the monkey. Excuse me, Monkey King. Finally, we get the first Rex to get down.
Barracks has fallen.
Drow Ranger has had to go so long without farming anything at all that she really has the exact same complement of items as the fight at the Triangle. Last time I mentioned them. Moon actually getting pretty handily buried here. He actually went down because Aegis expired during that time. It goes down to the Drow Ranger, no less.
Yep. Drow does a lot of damage still.
Dire's middle tower is under
Somebody
attack.
found a Vambrace, it seems. Healy's in the back line, just eats the Warlock, though. He is almost assuredly going to die for his troubles here.
Dire's middle tower.
Yep, actually even pops BKB, still goes down again to the Drow Ranger. That's two very good pieces of news for MF Doomed. Immediately, Drow and Wraith King just looking at this tower here. That's that shard, man. That shard for Drow Ranger, it does so much. It is such a ludicrously powerful shard that even having gotten really nothing else, just that alone was able to get kills on the 1 and 2 there that have been getting them so much trouble this whole game. Just effortlessly too. It was actually even not really much effort put into either of those kills, just very casually knocking them out.
Yeah.
And Skeleton King finishing his halberd here. Hey Randy, why don't you say things for like 20 seconds as we watch this area for no particularly good reason?
Okay. I gotta say, some things like Wraith King Pause 3 is not working out in this game. Although I don't know what would have worked out with this wacky lane blender that they did. To be fair.
Who had to step away from the PC? Not me, and I agree with whatever you just said.
I said Wraith King Pause 3 didn't work out.
Oh no, yeah. Even with the Tri-Lane Forum, it just, yeah. It's just too easy to knock down early, that's the thing with the Wraith King. Oh my god.
For the treasury.
That's true.
Getting some nasty business here.
Everyone's taking a look at the next Rosh.
Yeah. Everyone kinda looking for a fight here. Not really, though. I think it's more Rosh Ryders just trying to secure the Rosh area, funnily enough. Appropriately enough as well.
Yeah.
It's funny how even though there's an 18k gold advantage for the Rosh Ryders here, it actually does kind of genuinely feel like this gap is starting to close a little bit. So that Drell alone is really about as valuable, especially with that Satanic up. That's a big get. Drell alone feels like almost as valuable as like
Radiant are scanning.
3 or 4 guys on Rosh Rider right now.
Yeah.
Drell and the rest versus Monkey King and the rest.
Yep, Fighting Titans, as they call it.
And right now, the And the Rest club is definitely going better for Rosh Rider, so how long exactly that's going to be definitely remains to be seen. Finding a leveler here, that's one of the neutral items with the largest possible impact, more or less. Rosh actually taking, I believe this is the maximum possible amount of time to spawn, unfortunately for the Riders here, who are really just trying to waste time until he gets up.
Yep.
Looking, and I think the realization is starting to hit them now. Looking to finish here. Absolutely looking to finish. They basically have one push before this turns into an actually competitive game, and turning into an actually competitive game is not what the Rosh Riders like to see.
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
And with that, we're going to have to take a brief time out here. Even though this game... Actually, you know what?
Alright.
This game is really close to over, allegedly, so let's
Yeah.
just write it out then. Probably a very soon GG. At least it looked like that. So never mind the timeout.
Dire's bottom tower
It's good, because I don't
is
have to
under
deal with
attack.
that stupid video editor I have that makes all my files like 5 times the size for absolutely no good reason. They're just going to GG the second Monkey King gets the... It would be
That
weird.
would be a very objective-based GG.
Roach just melting in no time flat here. Spirit Breaker calling missing. He is right, nobody's at top right now. So can't argue with that.
I am immortal.
Centaur Warrunner, I believe, just got the shard there.
Potentially, yeah.
Went to Shivas instead of Ags, which is good, because that's what I was kind of thinking, if you weren't going Ags to go Shivas. Very good against a lineup like this. It's going to really put a damper in Wraith King, who really needs attack speed more than anything else. Going to put a lot of damper into the Drow whenever multi-shot's not on.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Derforgan just got caught trying to TP out. They actually
dear.
pulled everybody out to come kill this guy.
Yeah, they did.
Without this Void Spirit, man, this defense is going to be a lot harder. Old Drow does do a lot of damage. For the
Yeah.
most part, she really does need the... she really does need Void Spirit's help in actually getting rid of the guy, and he's going to be down for another minute, though the Equilibrium not really favoring them right now. It's going to buy them some time, but not that much time. Unfortunately, Wraith King's still not really going to be of any help here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You gonna glimpse her? Yeah,
Yep.
she's dead.
They got her. They just completely knocking her out here. She does not have buyback. We got
There
the
you go.
GG called, and that's the ball game, as they say.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
Spirit Breaker is super fast, and he is super... Well, no, maybe not. All
Saved
right.
by the bell.
And speaking of Saved by the Bell, I was saved by the bell, funnily enough. So this analysis is going to be very short. Don't run Pause 3 Wraith King. It doesn't work. That's as much as I can tell you. It sounds good in theory. Trust me, it sounds good in theory to the point that I tried it. I experimented with it. I tried my own little build to see what I can do with it. Answer is nothing. Answer is jack. Doesn't work. Sorry, fellas. See you next time.